Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Danye and this is the Fitness Empowerment by Danye YouTube channel. Today is Sunday and it's a little after 4:30 p.m. So if you guys have been following my journey, you know that I'm about 4 weeks post bikini bodybuilding show, and I've been doing weekly live video updates so that you guys can see where my physique is at with my reverse diet. And I usually do these first thing in the morning because, as we most know, your body is going to be, it's fasted all night for the most part, and you're going to be the leanest at this point in time. So I've been doing them first thing in the morning, around 7:30 in the morning, and I thought it would be interesting today for you guys to see my physique update mid to late afternoon so that you can see what it looks like in a reverse diet, not first thing in the morning, because honestly, we don't all look, as optimal as we'd like, other than first thing in the morning. So thought I'd be a little bit more honest with how I look mid to late afternoon. I've probably eaten about 3/4 of my macronutrients for the day. So we're gonna make this video hopefully a little bit shorter than usual, a little bit less talking. Actually, what am I talking about? I talk all the time, so there's probably no less talking, but we'll try to make it a little bit shorter. But we'll jump right into the physique update. So I weighed in this morning at 117. My average for this week was about 116.3. or 116.4. Last week, my average weigh-in was about a pound less. So up about a pound to a pound and a half, which is fine. Not stressing about it, but at the same time, a lot of you that do struggle with putting on size or putting on weight or coming in and out of reverse dieting or bodybuilding in general, you know that when you see the numbers go up on the scale, even if that was your original intention, it's still like, oh my gosh, the numbers on the scale are going up. And so it's a little bit hard to see, even though literally that's the point of what I'm doing right now. So here is the physique update. This is late in the day. I've eaten most of my food for the day. So I am, I'm not as lean as I normally look at first thing in the morning when you see my progress pictures before. So I'll also have the progress pictures up on Instagram after this. So this is totally relaxed. Other side view. So that is the physique update. I mean, yeah, I can make my abs look really shredded, but if I'm just, shredded look, reality. So that is what it is. I will be posting my weigh-ins on Instagram as well. I'll take a screenshot of my weigh-ins every day this week so that you guys can see those. But that's what we're working with right now. So last week I told you guys that I was eating 130 grams of protein, about 45 grams of fat, and then 220 grams of carbs. So we can't play ball in the house right now. So this week, I'm increasing my carbs, but we're keeping fats and we're keeping proteins the same. So it'll stay at 45 grams of fat, we're gonna stay at 130 protein, and we're gonna go up to 230 grams of carbs per day. Now, if you've been my friend on my Fitness Pal, you would know that I've had a couple of untracked meals this week because you'll see that I did not meet my goals for the day. And so I think about twice I went out to eat. I think I may have gone out to eat 3 times, but I did track 1 or 2 times that I went out, and then I just totally didn't track a couple other times. You would have seen last Tuesday that I did a full day of eating, but I also had an untracked meal at night. So I showed you guys that I tracked 3/4 of my macronutrients for the day up to the point where I went out to eat, and then I just ate what I wanted to. I enjoyed it, but I left myself those extra calories. I think in the future I will try to track about 2/3 of my daily calories, maybe a half if I know it's going to be a bigger evening meal, because I was actually pretty full after that. I probably ate a little bit more than I should have. It was a good time. I don't regret it by any means. The point of my particular reverse diet is to put on some size, but I do want to put on mostly lean muscle while minimizing fat gain. That won't be a complete no fat gain result by any means. You're going to have to put on a little bit of both, but we're trying to optimize muscle mass gain and minimize fat gain. Now, my cardio is staying the same as well. Last week I decreased it to 5 times a week, 23 minutes of intervals, so about 60 seconds high intensity, 60 seconds low intensity, on and off. That's staying the same. My workouts are staying the same. They're going really well. Heavy lifting workouts about 5 times a week. Really trying to hit legs and glutes about at least 2, maybe 3 times a week, just depending on the week, and then hitting a heavy shoulder day, a heavy back day, and then hitting biceps, triceps, and chest at least once, and abs at least once. So fitting that all in there. But something I wanted to discuss today that I didn't even think about, and it's not that I don't know, it never really came to mind. The goal for me, and the way that I learned how to reverse diet and I learned how to track my macronutrients when going from a deficit to a surplus, it was always that the goal was to minimize fat gain and maximize lean muscle gain. But recently, just talking to a lot of people on Instagram who are not necessarily coming from a bodybuilding mindset, but more of an eating disorder mindset, it seems to be that their goal is not necessarily to minimize the fat gain, and they really do need to gain some fat. And so I just wanted to shed light on kind of what I had learned and how my mindset is shifting a little bit, because I know I've constantly preached, or the point of a reverse diet is to gain lean muscle and minimize fat gain. Well, guess what? That might not be the case for everybody. That's probably the case for a lot of people, but for those people who are in caloric deficits, or they've been in deficits for such a long period of time, and they're not starting from a healthy, normal, or above average weight, and they are starting from an underweight kind of level, it probably needs to be their goal to increase their calories in a different proportion of macronutrients that is more valuable to their end goal, which might be to put on some fat gain. So I just thought that was interesting. It was something that I hadn't really thought about, because I'd always just been so focused on, if you're reversing your diet and you're trying to put on size, you're trying to put on as much muscle mass as possible and minimize the fat. Again, that just might not be everybody's goal. And so I'm kind of humbled that I've gotten this understanding, and now I can better serve my clients that come to me that are coming from this different perspective of, I need to put on some weight. And when people say they need to put on some weight, they might not necessarily know that they need to put on some fat, or what their proportions of fat to lean muscle might be. So I just think that is a really important point to consider, is that everybody that comes to you, if you're a coach or a doctor that is looking to add calories into their diet, or they might not be looking to add calories in, but they might need to add calories in to function a little bit better as a human and in their life and for long-term sustainability. I think it's just nice for us as coaches, or as trainers, or as doctors, or whatever your role might be in this person's life, to understand where they're coming from, and that the goal, if you have a fitness mindset, the goal for somebody else may not be to always put on as much lean muscle mass as possible and as little body fat as possible. So I just wanted to share with you guys my thoughts on that, and my realization, and how I feel like that's going to make me a better coach, and just better, a well-rounded individual, just understanding where other people's mindsets are coming from and what might be more optimal for one person versus the other. Now, when I explain what reverse dieting is, I will still say that it is increasing of calories week to week in the proper form of macronutrients, but at the end of that, instead of saying that it's in order to gain lean muscle and minimize fat gain or fat regain, I will probably say something to the effect of, it will meet your, it's the ability to increase your calories in the proper portion of macronutrients tailored to your own specific goals. And that just requires us to further understand what somebody's true end goal is. So that is all I have to say for the day. I do still have slots available for my new fitness empowerment blueprint. So if you are looking to understand how to track your calories, how to track your macronutrients, how to add fitness into all of this, if you're new to it, or if you're old to it and you just need some accountability, that extra person kind of pushing you a little bit more, checking up on you, making sure you're meeting your weekly goals, making sure you get the right kind of interaction, making sure that you're looking at the right things, and you have somebody objective as an outsider looking at what you're doing, let me know. Send me a comment, send me an email. My website is also up and running live. You can contact me via my website, or if you just want to learn a little bit more about me and my story and some of the success stories of my clients, those are all shared on my website as well. So that is below in the description box. If you have any questions about my personal journey and my reverse dieting journey, or my bodybuilding journey, please put those down below. I will get back to you as soon as possible. And other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and I will see you on Tuesday. on Tuesday for a full day of eating. So thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful afternoon. And until next time, be empowered to make a change in your life and take the next step on your health and fitness journey. All right? Bye, guys.